Okay, continuing on in Module 2, Topic 3, Lesson 2, we're in Activity 2, Writing Unit Rates. In this activity, you will write unit rates with either quantity as the unit rate. Habits of mind, reason abstractly and quantitatively, construct viable arguments, and critique the reasoning of others. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so we can get this to be a little bit more clear. So it says each situation relates a quantity and a price. Calculate the two different unit rates associated with each situation. They want price per item and number of items per dollar. Okay, so we need price per item first. So for this one, a bottle of 250 vitamins costs $12.50. Price per vitamin, so $12.50 for 250 vitamins. And then we are supposed to find the unit rate for that. So that means we're just going to take the numerator and divide by the denominator. So we have 12.50 divided by 250. You can do 2.5, you can do 2.50, it doesn't make a difference. So we get 5. So we get that equals, so it's $5 per one vitamin, because these are vitamins here, vitamins here. Okay, and then if we do number of items per dollar, so then we're going to do 250 vitamins for every $12.50. And when we divide that, we'll get the cost per $1. So 250 divided by 1250 is 20. So we're going to get 20 vitamins per dollar. So which one kind of seems more logical for us to think about? Do we really talk about how many vitamins we get? This doesn't make sense. I'm going to pause. Okay, so I was going to re-record this, but I'm just going to go with the mistake that was made. I want to just kind of use it as a learning opportunity here. So I had $12.50 and I divided by 2.50. I got $5 for one vitamin. And then I moved on and figured out the vitamins per dollar, and I get 20 vitamins for $1. Well, that just didn't make sense to me. $1 for 20 vitamins. There was $5 for one vitamin, so something didn't seem right. So I'm like, wait a minute, my answers don't seem reasonable. And here I put a decimal point here, like it was money, but it's actually 250 vitamins. So that decimal point being in a different spot, it changes everything. So let me just show you that division here again. The decimal point needs to be moved over to. It's divided by 250, not 2.50. So it's 5 cents, which makes a lot more sense that it's 5 cents for one vitamin. So 0.05, so 5 cents for one vitamin. But we usually don't go around talking about the cost for one vitamin, but we might say, hey, for every $1, I get 20 vitamins. Okay, moving on here. Let's look at letter B. A 40-pack of AAA batteries costs $2.95. So first we're going to do price per item. So price, $25.95 per item, and there's 40. Batteries, I'm going to just go BATT. Okay, $25.95 divided by 40. And gives us about, we're going to say about 65 cents per one battery, or doing items per dollar, 40 batteries for every $25.95. And when we do that division, 40 divided by 25.95 gives us $1.54. So we get $1.50. I'm sorry, it's not in dollars. It's 1.54 batteries per $1. Now, in this one, what makes sense? Does it really make sense for us to say we have a little more than 1.5 batteries for every dollar, or 65 cents for each battery? So in this case, this one might seem more logical. So it all depends on the given situation and which way you can kind of visualize it better. Okay, so let's go down here to see. A package of 24 rolls of toilet paper costs $16.25. So price per item, so price $16.25 per 24 rolls. So $16.25 divided by 24. So we have about 68 cents per one roll. And then if we do items per dollar, so 40 rolls for every $16.25. So if we divide that, oh, I lost my calculator. So if we do that, we have 40 divided by 16.25. We get 2.46. I divided by the wrong number. It's 24 divided by 16.25. We get 1 point. We're going to round up. That 6 says to make that 7 and 8. 1 and 48 rolls per $1. In this case, this one would make more sense, I believe. Okay. A box of 500 business cards costs $19.95. So price per item, $19.95 for 500. Divide that out. $19.95 divided by 500. So that 9 will tell us to make that a 4. So we're going to say it's about 4 cents. So 4 cents per one card, or just per card. And then items per dollars. So now we'll do 500 divided by 19.95. And that gives us about 25 cards for every $1. 500 divided by 19.95, 25 cards for every dollar. So in this case, this one makes more sense. Not all rates involve money, and it says write 2 different unit rates associated with each situation. Okay, so here we can say 5 goats for every 12 tomatillos. It's definitely Spanish. Or we could say 12 tomatillos for every 5 goats. I'm going to section this off here. The U.S. exchange rate is 10 U.S. dollars for every 9 euros. So we could say $10 for every 9 euros, or 9 euros for every $10. The average stalactite grows 30 millimeters every 10 years. A stalactite is a formation that hangs from the ceilings of caves. You know, stalactite is from the ceiling because it has a C. So here's a little science lesson. Stalag with a G. Stalagmites with a G grow from the ground up. You guys will have to look those up if you don't know what they are. They're pretty cool. So the average stalactite grows 30 millimeters every 10 years. So 30 millimeters for every 10 years. Or in every 10 years, it is 30 millimeters. So 10 years per 30 millimeters. And then Sandy buys 500 coffee pods every year. So 500 pods per year. Or we could say 1 year for every 500 pods. Okay, and moving on. It says for each part of question 2, identify which rates are useful in discussing each situation. So let's just label these A, B, C, and D. So A was goats and tomatillos, so does it make more sense to say 12 tomatillos for 5 goats or 5 goats for 12 tomatillos? I don't even know how to say that. I don't know if that's right or not. Tomatillos. So this one makes more sense. So 12 tomatillos for every 5 goats. Because then you can just count how many goats do we have. And you can say, all right, for every 5, we need 12 of these. I think they're probably like little tomatoes. I don't know. Somebody look that up and let me know. Okay. Letter B. The exchange rate is 10 US dollars for every 9 euros. Or every 9 euros is 10 US dollars. The one thing about currency is it really makes sense both ways. So both or either, you could say. They're both appropriate. Okay, letter C. Does it make more sense to say that a stalagmite grows 30 millimeters in 10 years, or in 10 years it grows 30 millimeters? And we would say this way, 30 millimeters in 10 years. So I just want to kind of take this one a step further. This would end up being 3 millimeters in 1 year if we divided that out. So knowing that rate per year is more useful. So the 30 millimeters for every 10 years. And lastly, does it make sense to say that Sandy buys 500 coffee pods per year, or 1 year, in 1 year it's 500 pods? If we kind of broke that down, well, it would probably be 500 pods per 1 year. And then if I break that down a little bit more, so 500 pods per year, we could take that and figure out per day. So a per day, so if we had 500 pods and we divided it by the number of days in a year, which is 365, that would tell us how many pods each day. So if we do 500 divided by 365, so we get it's about we'll round that up, about 1.4 pods per day. just to kind of show that it's definitely more clear this way. If we did this, 365 days for 500 pods, 365 divided by 500, we get that it is about 0.73 days per pod, which is just kind of silly. Okay, so this one is definitely the best. Okay, and number 4, when solving a unit rate, the question often asks for which unit is needed for each situation. Identify the unit that would answer the question. So how many tomatillos did each goat get? So the questions ask about one goat. So therefore we want the number of tomatillos for every goat. So then it said, 12 tomatillos for every 5 goats. If we divided that out, we'd say it's about 2.41 for every 1 goat. So we could figure out how many of these items we needed. How many euros is each US dollar worth? So we're doing each US dollar, so we're doing euros per dollar. So we would have 9 divided by $10. So each euro is worth 0.9. So 0.9 euros for every $1. So the question asks about per $1 in US. How much does each stalactite grow in a month? The original question didn't say month. The original question said every 10 years. So that's kind of different. So let's break this down a little bit further. So for this one, we said 3 millimeters for every year. So it is asking us about the growth per 1 month. So if we knew 3 millimeters for every 1 year, we know that's also the same as 3 millimeters for every 365 days, because there's 365 days. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we're going to do months. So 12 months. So if we divide that out, 3 divided by 12 is 0.25 millimeters per month. You can say 0.25 millimeters per month. And lastly, how many coffee pods does Sandy use each week? It's asking about, it asks how many pods per 1 week. Now again, this is one that didn't tell us in week terms, it told us in year, and then I already did the 365 days, but could we do it in weeks? So we absolutely can. So pods per 1 week, so we had 500 pods and it was per 1 year, which we can say is 500 pods for every 52 weeks, or 52 weeks in a year. And then when you divide that out, you get 9.6 pods per 1 week. Okay, and we will see you on the next video.